And tonight we're doing Trinity East. We're going to start with Chapter 3 with all the Trinity locations. We're going to go day by day from here, and then I think we'll be starting. Okay? Here, when I get back from the restroom. Let my screen load up here. Okay, my screen just loaded up, so.
Okay, and your stream is on mine.
Let me just go use the bathroom here, and I'll be right back. We'll start.
All right.
Bro? What did you get? You got what? Is that Joe Revance's brother? Joe, because they had a great little family at Revance. Yeah, that was him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Joe's brother.
Okay, guys, I'm back. All right, so as you can see, this is Trinity East. As you may already know from some of my videos on YouTube, that's Trinity East. And today, you're going to get to learn a little bit more about it. So this is lesson 1. We'll start at the present slide. Current slide. That's Trinity East. Now, high up or down low? Are you high or are you low? Are you special or are you not special? Whoever you are who you are.
Special.
That's right. We are who we are. Right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody knows that nobody's perfect. Okay? We are who we are. All right? And about us. Okay, so Trinity East does have a big story behind all these Otis elevators here in Steubenville, Ohio. This is a palace. And what are the things you might want, some of the things you might want to ask yourself are things like, are these elevators special? Are these elevators in good shape? When these were last inspected by the state of Ohio, did they pass inspection? Forever? It is all up to whatever it is that will come next. What happen next, right? Right? We never know what's going to happen next. Okay, let's take a look at the high-rise panel here and the low-rise panel here in the passenger car. Now, if you noticed here on these, do you think at one time these were originally going to be floors, or were these floors at one time, but then they closed them off? Well, who knows, right? Who knows, right? Okay. Now, here's the first question. What are the differences between the high-rise passenger cars and the low-rise passenger cars? What are the similarities between the high-rise passenger cars and the low-rise passenger cars? Simple. The high-rise passenger cars have the touch fixtures, machines. They don't have brails on the outside, and all free in the bank are present. Okay, present. All right? Not the present you get. It means it's running. Yeah. And then the low-rise cars have different fixtures. They're bottom drive machines. Okay? They do have rails on the outside, and they only have one elevator in the bank that is working. So those have different fixtures, as you can see. They are bottom drive traction. If you go down to the basement, think about it. You go down to the basement and get off the service elevator. You'll hear a motor generator running. Drive? I believe so. They have stainless steel doors on the outside. Every elevator in that hospital, except for one, has stainless steel doors inside out. It does have stainless steel doors on the outside, but on the inside it's like colored, like painted. We'll get to that later though. And they also serve the ground floor. First floor, second floor, and the third floor. Remember this. You're in that hospital. I don't care if it's a service elevator. I don't care if it's I don't care what it is. Every elevator serves the ground floor. Remember that. Ground floor. Okay? Okay. All right, so behind your high-rise and low-rise passenger bank are some service elevators. Ooh. Look at these. Floors here that were either floors at one time or they were going to have floors. This here is blank. Okay? And we'll get to this right now. The differences between the high-rise service cars and the low-rise service cars. What are the similarities between the high-rise service cars and the low-rise service cars? High-rise cars have the touch buttons, overhead machines. And all three in that bank are present, which means they're all running. Okay. The low-rise cars don't have the touch buttons. They have bottom drive machines, rails on the outside, and they're the same as the passenger bank in the low-rise bank. Did you notice that, guy? Did you guys notice that just now? Similarities, both the passenger and service in the low-rise bank? Yeah, they do. Right? Okay. Now, what about this, though? What's the difference between the two high-rise service cars and the first high-rise service car? Well, the first high-rise service car serves the tunnel, and the other ones. Okay? So, just picture it. Okay? Why do you think none of the other elevators serve the tunnel, except for one? Well, for one, there's probably no room. There's probably nothing in the one room. There's a lot of mechanical stuff down there. I got locked in there one time. It was like 4 years ago. And on my way down the tunnel, I saw a door in the middle. I saw a door in the middle in the tunnel. It was in that room. But I'm not going to say anything yet. We'll get to that later. Okay, let's take a look at these cabs here in both the passenger cars and the service cars. Which one's the service car?
It's this picture. Picture number 3.
Yes, very good. And 1 and 2 must be the passenger cars. Okay? See? When you look at these cabs in both the high-rise and low-rise passenger and service cars, what are the differences and what are the similarities? See? You probably knew the passenger cars in both of the high-rise and low-rise banks were small, and the service cars were big in both banks. Okay? Cars have the same wood, and the high-rise and low-rise passenger cars have the white walls. Oh, I put passenger cars. I meant to put service elevator. Whoops. I'm fixing it. Don't worry. Yep. Oh, wow. That's weird. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it for the elevators at Trinity East. Okay. That's the low-rise cars and the high-rise cars. Okay? Guys. But it means it's not over yet, though. Because now, we're going to learn about the smallest elevator in Steubenville, Ohio. Have you ever seen a small elevator before? If so, I bet you haven't seen a smaller elevator than this one. This elevator right here is called a dumbwaiter. A dumbwaiter is a small freight elevator used for transporting goods. Small goods, medical supplies, and food. Medical supplies and small goods. Okay? This is a dumbwaiter. How many of you have ever seen a dumbwaiter before? Okay? None of us have seen a dumbwaiter before except for me. Kind of sad. I'm another one that saw a dumbwaiter. Because we're more focused on the passenger elevators, huh? Yep. And look at this. What's inside that dumbwaiter? That's a tray, right? Right. Right. Very good. Okay? All right. Get Genesis elevators on this call. Will we? All right. While we wait for him, what is the one difference between the elevators and the dumbwaiter? It's simple, right? Seriously, what are the differences? You should know, Jonathan. Okay, well, we don't want to talk about that. We know that. Well, the size. There you go. The size. A passenger service and freight elevator is big enough for people to ride on. A dumbwaiter? Good luck. I know somebody got in a dumbwaiter before and they got stuck. They probably... I would never ride a dumbwaiter, don't worry. Not even one of Trinity's. It's so small. There's two parts of it. Actually. But I'm not the first to ride a dumbwaiter. Alright, now what does that C represent on each floor? That C. A little C on the button. What does that represent? What does that C mean? Say like I'm calling it from the basement. And it says CG12. What do you do before you ride an elevator? You gotta what? Boom.
You get in the elevator and ride.
Jonathan, which word did you use in there when you said that? You used the word call, right? Very good. Call. Right? The call button. Okay? All right. Any questions about the dumbwaiter or the high-rise or low-rise elevators? Okay. All right. Now we're going to go visit a special friend of mine. This thing ever since May 25th of 2013 on a Saturday afternoon. Picture it. A Saturday afternoon in the basement of Trinity East. When you get to the loading dock area, which actually this loading dock isn't where they have those big garage doors. Picture it. You're on the loading dock in the basement. We're going to go down there and see what's down there, all right? Okay. All right. Can anybody tell me what this is? This is the freight elevator. Sign on it. There's no sign on it, I said. Right. Very good, Jonathan. What do you think that yes and no means on there? That yes means you can play. You can. Huh? No. What does that mean? Like below the stop button for the no?
Yes,
Yep.
you can ride the elevator. No, you cannot ride the elevator.
Jonathan, that no is there by the stop button because you cannot push the stop button. Let the
Don't ever accept it.
You can use the yes switch though, because when the cafeteria closes at 4 p.m. up or something, or it's closed on the weekends, they turn that elevator off so nobody will go upstairs, right? Okay. All right. Right, here are some questions. Down arrows. Where do you think the elevator leads to? Okay, you're on the basement level and the cafeteria is up on the ground floor. So where do you think the elevator leads to? Leads to the basement, yes, and leads up to the cafeteria, right? See? See? All right. All right, number 8. Now, which tower in Florida has the up and down arrows? You should know this right off the bat. It's a tower in Claremont, Florida. So it's the sea, and it's in Florida. Where's that old Otis flag button now with the up and down arrows in Florida? What's the name of that tower? It's called the Citrus Tower. Okay? The Citrus Tower. He's going to join us at 8 o'clock, by the way, Jonathan, okay? He's going to join us at 8 o'clock. So the Citrus Tower, that is 16 stories. Do you think that elevator stops on any other floors? If it's 16 floors and has the up and down arrows, do you think it will stop on any other floor? No, it won't. Why? Because then it's an express elevator. It's called an express elevator like this one right here. Yes, and it's an express elevator, okay? You can't really say this one's this is a half semi-express elevator, okay? Right here. And at number 9, I think that where else you might to, Jonathan? From the basement level to what floor? Your endpoint is 9. Let's call it our endpoints that we did. What was that called? Or what? We had our basing, which was our what? Start, right? Right. And then our endpoint was on the 9th floor of the tunnel floor, Trinity East, right? So we could say this thing goes from the basement to the 9th floor, right? That's what I thought originally. But just because it has those arrows doesn't mean anything, right? Okay? All right. Okay, next slide. Okay, as you know, this is the only elevator on the whole entire Trinity East campus to serve 2 floors. This is also the third bottom drive traction elevator in this hospital. So when I was in that tunnel, picture it, in 2013, picture it. I'm walking down this tunnel in 2013, and I see this door in the middle. What do you think's in that room in the middle, in the tunnel? Freight elevator what? What's it? If the elevator only goes in the basement to the ground floor, then what's on the tunnel for it then? No. What are the Ross Park what are those low-rise elevators? What type of machines do they have? Earlier. Starts with a B. But what kind of machine? Yeah, but what kind of machine is it? It's a what? It's called a bottom drive traction. So what does the freight elevator Trinity send? It's a bottom drive traction. Yes, very good. Okay. All right. Installed in 1968. So how long has that been? Think about it. It's been 49 years, right? Almost. Up in 1965. This main hospital, this main tower is in the 60s. Okay. All right, so this elevator was founded by Ohio's elevator president, Ryan Reedy, on May 25th, 2013, on a Saturday afternoon. Questions on that in the main tower now? Okay. All right, let's go into the old wing here. And this is the oldest part of Trinity East. And all these floors here, there's 5 floors, are the old parts of the hospital. This part of the building is straight out of the late 1930s, early 1940s. Much abandoned, but look on the bright side. There is a school of nursing located on the ground floor still, with a gymnasium up on the first floor. Ooh, look at this. Funny. This is car number C. Look at those call stations. Do you notice how the call stations on one is different than the other ones? Okay. Now, what is the difference? What is the difference between the call stations on the first floor than all the other floors? Look at the call station on one. What kind of buttons are those? Close. Close. Product. Close. What's the one before that? With the red light in the button.
Yep.
That's a replacement, right? Replacement. In 2005, they put on that fire service inside of it. Okay. Now, notice that the ground and fourth floor have no arrow in the call button, while all the other floors do have an arrow in the call station. Jonathan? Okay. All right. Take a look at these pictures here. Go to this black button, and what's over there on the fire service? What does that look like? Come on, you should know it. Right off the bat. What is that, Jonathan? Is what? What kind of buttons are those over there? Not Schindler, but look at those buttons really closely now for the fire service. Seriously. Those are the D. You said the Dover black button, right? So what kind of buttons are those? What? Don't just say yep. What kind of buttons are those? No, do you see where the fire service is, Jonathan?
Yeah.
What kind of buttons are those over there, though? Next, no, Jonathan, listen. Look at the fire service panel. There's 4 buttons. What kind of buttons are those? Kone. Kone. Okay. Dover buttons. All right. Those are the Otis black buttons. How many floors is that elevator? Including the ground floor. Five. Okay. Now look at the fire service panel and the panel inside car C. You probably noticed that the fire service panel is a ThyssenKrupp panel, and the panel is an Otis panel. If you were to combine those, what brand would this elevator be then? It has a ThyssenKrupp fire service panel and the Otis black button. So what kind of elevator would it be? Combined. What do you get when you put Otis and ThyssenKrupp together? No. If you put Dover and Otis together, what do you get? Dover plus Otis is Dovis, right? And Otis plus ThyssenKrupp is Otis Krupp. So could either be one of those, right? Right. Right. Okay. Coming to the end of this live stream. Thing to learn. We have a little special surprise. This is kind of sad because one of the elevators at Trinity East died peacefully in 2005 at an unknown day, time, or month. This elevator will always be a remembrance to our beloved Otis elevators at this hospital, and not to. And this elevator also served in the Ohioan Elevator War in 1953. We'll get to that later on, okay? The Ohioan Elevator War. Okay? All right. D. What kind of buttons are those? Bad, John, if I'm looking at it. What kind of buttons are those? Very good. Very good. Let's take a look at the stairwell here on the ground floor in this wing. About this stairwell. You should know it. What's so weird about the stairwell? It's behind a closed door. What's so weird about it? Look what opens up into the stairwell. Which elevator is that? Say on the elevator on the side. Very good. It's letter D. The old elevator opens directly into the stairwell. Directly into the stairwell. Okay? I don't know if it opens up on any other floors on the rear side, but that's all I know. And it used to be blue on G, but somebody painted it tan. I don't know what to say I don't know what to say about that. That's it. Those are all the elevators at Trinity East in Steubenville, Ohio. Coming up next is all the elevators at Trinity West. Now, Trinity West is a little more difficult to understand since it is a little bigger than Trinity East. Elevators at Trinity West. I'll say this much. What is that a picture of? What do you see in that picture? No. No, you're close, but what is it? It's a ThyssenKrupp van. So by looking at that ThyssenKrupp van, who do you think maintains all of the elevators at Trinity West and Trinity East? Man. All the Trinity facilities are maintained by ThyssenKrupp. Okay, not Otis. It's because they have just because they have Otis elevators at Trinity East doesn't mean anything, right? All right? It doesn't mean anything. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right? Okay. All right, so what have we learned from this lesson? Trinity East, right? Right. We learned about Trinity East, right? Right? Okay, on lesson 2, would it be helpful to use all these notes and pictures from this lesson? Well, and we all know, if not so, Why? Okay, I forgot to add that in there. All right, what's the main idea of this lesson? The Otis Palace, right, at Trinity East, right? The Otis Palace in Steubenville, Ohio. All right?
What are you doing?
Okay, so this is chapter 3, lesson 2. This is what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to be talking about all the elevators at Trinity West. Something else we're going to do too before we go. Go ahead and take a quick maps at 54 Main Street, Massachusetts. Because this is something we're going to be talking about too probably next chapter. You guys will enjoy. Doing chapter 3 too? Yes. For Trinity West. Hello, Genesis. All right. Okay. Now we have a special do. You guys like activities? You like okay. Here's 54 Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts. Okay. I think we already know about 54 Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts. Okay. So sad. What's so scary about it, bud? Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts. Remember this street? Oh boy. I think we all know about this street. Building. Yes. What's that? Oh, this will be good. We have a little special surprise. We're going to take a look at 545 Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts. Now, this street sounds familiar. And I want you guys to see. I want to see if you guys can recognize this place. Look who it is. It's a mail truck. Boring. We're not here to see a mail truck, right? Okay. I gotta. Good. Yeah. I'm just trying to find something here. What? Oh yeah? Oh, this will be good. I don't think we're going to be learning about Speedy. But listen. We're going to go visit a really special elevator. Mr. Massachusetts. Oh no.
Yeah.
54 Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts. I'll show you guys a special friend of mine. Is that? Recognize this building right here? Not lately. Why? Ugh. Go on, Tim. Oh, I got my ThyssenKrupp shirt on today. All right, guys. Can anybody tell me where this is? Does anybody know the name of this building? Okay, Jonathan, see this building right here on 54 Marion Avenue in Leominster, Massachusetts? Does that elevator in there look familiar? Okay, guys, listen. I want you to meet Speedy, okay? This is Speedy. Hi, Speedy. This is Speedy. Listen. A really special friend of mine. And Speedy is one of the fastest elevators in the whole entire United States. Yeah, right. And Speedy has several relatives. So Jonathan, or Genesis Elevators, who's ever heard of Speedy? Has anybody ever heard of Speedy before in Leominster, Massachusetts? There's a Speedy Meredith elevator in Leominster, Massachusetts. This is it right here. I have bad news about it, though. It's out of service. It'll never work again unless something comes up. So that's the for Georgie for 551. That's Speedy at 50. Now we all probably heard of that from Georgie for 551. Speedy. Sucking Speedy. All right. Right now we have something special we're gonna do. Whoever. Oh. Hey, listen. Who would want to ride Speedy? I'm serious. Hey, has anybody ever heard of the Rush Reese Library before? Who's ever heard of the Rush Reese Library?
Did you ever call him?
Yeah,
Huh?
I did.
Did you call him yet?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
What'd he say?
I can't say, but
Huh?
you can't really do anything. You can't really be in here right now because, we've got technical stuff in here, and I can't have you in here for privacy reasons. This will be a good one. Okay, we're gonna do something new. Genesis, right? Right. Does anybody know if the Rush Reese Library elevator still exists? To me, I don't know because that's old. Okay. We're gonna do something a little bit fun, a little bit different. We're gonna look at something. The board. Look at the board. Okay. All right. Okay, Genesis, are you watching this live stream right now? Okay. All right. Let's take a look up here. All right. All right now, Jonathan. Which word is that? What word is that up there on the board? Genesis. What word is that? Right. Genesis. Do you see that word up there on the board? What's that word say on the live stream? Are you watching the live stream? All right. You know the word up there? Yes. Yes. What's that word say up there? What's that?
Chapter 1.
Did you say something?
No.
No.
I moved the wrong word.
I came to the interview so I can work at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm gonna work at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Here's some questions I'm reading right now. I'm gonna say anything else. Let me go get my pen. Hold on, Ryan. And Ryan's on you, so I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, so while he's waiting, that word up there is called. It's a 4-syllable word.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. System management is engineering right now. May not look at the chat right now.
Here, that word up there. Okay, so while we're waiting for Genesis to get back, that word up there is called spectacular. Okay? Spectacular. Spectacular. Right? It's an adjective. It means beautiful in a dramatic and eye-catching way. Okay, now Genesis Elevators.
I'm gonna shut down my other mic. Yes, I passed the interview.
Congratulations. Anyways, Genesis.
You asked Brandon a question. Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. I am finally got ranked back up. I got my back.
Okay. Okay, so that word is spectacular.
I hate how parents slow like that.
And it's an adjective, and it means beautiful in a dramatic and eye-catching way. Okay, so that's going to be our word for lesson 1. Now we'll do one tomorrow too for lesson 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Jonathan.
Yep.
How do you spell spectacular?
Jen's yellers, you know what to do, right? No, actually. Remember, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to Elwood.
Wait. Jonathan, wait.
Right. Yeah.
How do you spell that word, Jonathan, up there? How do you spell it? Spectacular. Anyone?
Yes. If I were talking on the stream where you just
Probably gonna end it soon. Spectacular. Okay? Spectacular. Okay? Alright guys, so that's it for chapter 3, lesson 1. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow. Chapter 3, lesson 2.